this 9 p.m. edition of the Urban Debate, viewers. I'm going to, over the next 1 hour, get you the biggest of the stories and all angles on these stories that I believe should be on prime time. We begin with a horrifying crime that took place in Bihar, where a 12-year-old was brutally gang raped and then murdered. A minor was allegedly gang raped by 4 people, murdered on 21st of January. The FIR in the case was only filed by 3rd of Feb. And what transpired in between is really as heartbreaking and shameful as the crime itself. Now, this crime took place in Bihar's East Champaran district, where 4 men managed to enter this little girl's house at a time when nobody was around and then brutalized her. Then they allegedly not only got full freedom to get away, but also managed to burn this girl's body, set her ablaze with the blessings of the local cops. So not only did they know the scene of crime, when to go, when she would be alone, gang rape her, murder her in cold blood, but they also knew that they will get away with it. And they almost did. And we are here making this a big story so that with the attention of a nation on this story, we ensure that at least some amount of justice is done for that girl's family. First, I want to play out a conversation between the local SHO of that area and the accused. This is an alleged audio clip of these 2 people, allegedly the voice of the SHO who is now being suspended. And I am playing this out for you because I need you to hear that if indeed this is the SHO, a man in uniform, a local cop, how dare he give the instruction to the accused to get rid of the body, to set her ablaze so that there are no complications later on. Listen in.
कोशिश जो दिन में हुई तो फिर पूरा गांव एक मोहल्ला बड़ी जो सबसे बड़का दिक्कत है कि बड़ी अधिकारी भी हमरा पर चढ़ जाए कि बाजार के बात है, तुम रात में क्यों नहीं बताया तो अगर ओकरा कहे के बात रात में कहो, हम रात में बड़ी अधिकारी के बोल देंगे सही से बात है और नहीं तो उसको दाह संस्कार करता तो लकड़ी कहीं से भेजवा दे लोग, समझ गए से कहिए कि अपन जाके दाह संस्कार तू लोग कर लो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, अपन चुपचाप चल जाए तो जहाँ था
बुलवा के ले थाने पर लिखवा लेते हैं
ना थाना पर नहीं, थाना पर ना वो नहीं लिख लो, अपन हाँ लिख ले, वो थाना पर नहीं लिखना है, क्योंकि वही लिख देना है कि अपन हाँ हमारी लड़की थी जो ठंडा से मर गई, यही लिखवा देना है। ठंडी से मतलब गाला पढ़ाई हुई सब लिखवा तो फिर दिक्कत बस, लेकिन ठंडा से ठीक बा।
So that's the alleged voice of the SHO, Sanjeev Ranjan, who seems to be telling this guy that you claim that she died of cold. You say she had problems in the throat. Don't come to the police station. Get rid of the body. Dispose it off in the night before action is taken. Arrange for the woods for the cremation and do it. And here is the other element of this story: the visual of the victim's body being set ablaze, burning, with the mother really crying and pleading that this not be done. Nobody heard her out. Remember, viewers, when the last incident happened in Uttar Pradesh, we told you that this is a dangerous precedent where you dispose of the body, where you carry out the funeral in the thick of the night, because this will give ideas to other criminals and policemen. And this is what has happened. This is the video that the police and the higher authorities now need to investigate what happened here.
हे नाम नीचा
ये
वो बगल दादा वो बगल
आई बगल
वो बगल दक्षिण बगल हाउ प्लास्टिक में सब फेंकना होगा
मोबाइल हुआ लकड़ी मंगवा देते लकड़ी कम है कम पड़ेगा ना हाँ बता रहा है लकड़ी लेकर
Imagine that. Imagine the plight of the family that not only lost a 12-year-old, that have to live with the truth that she was brutalized in such a manner that they couldn't even bid her farewell in a proper way, and then they had to run around for somebody to listen to them. When the entire system, from those who brutalized her to those who were supposed to protect her, were actually working against the family and working against giving justice to the family. 7 people have now been booked for attempt to destroy evidence. 7 people, apart from those accused of the gang rape and murder. 2 arrested so far. I don't want to sit here, viewers, and make this a story about lawlessness in Bihar. Frankly, it's much bigger, much worse, and beyond that simple rhetoric. It would have probably happened if anybody else was in power. It would have probably happened in any other part of this country. It does happen in many parts of our country. So let's talk about the problem at the root of it. Let's talk about the fact that there is this mindset that exists in our country that you can get away with such brutal crimes as long as you have people at every stage to support you. And that the onus in our country to get justice is that of the victim's family and not on the accused. The onus is on the mother who has lost her child, a 12-year-old, to run around, beg and plead, and not on the policeman to deliver justice. The onus is on that poor family to figure out what went wrong, to protect themselves for years to come from the accused, the powerful accused, and those who are backing them. And the response every time that we see in such a story is a mere suspension of the policeman. Suspension? Are you kidding me? When has that ever solved a problem? Who doesn't understand what these suspensions really mean? They simply mean a transfer to another department, a transfer to another location where you can carry on doing what you have been doing all this while. I want to know, and I ask any government, any state government, any authority to please come and give me examples of how many times have men in uniform in our police been prosecuted, criminally prosecuted for the crimes that they do. If indeed the SHO in this case told the rapist to get rid of the body and to cook up a concocted story so that he goes scot-free, should that man not be criminally prosecuted as well? Is a mere suspension enough? How else will we fix this problem? Let's say good evening to Om Prakash Setu, spokesperson for JDU. Dr. Manisha Priyam, political analyst, joins us this evening, has a large amount of ground understanding and experience of these areas. And Mr. A.L. Banerjee, former DGP of Uttar Pradesh. And Mr. Banerjee, I want to start off with you, because more often than not, while we speak about larger law and order and accountability of the governments, we don't speak about the accountability of the men in uniform who let us down. Why don't we ever go beyond these suspensions?
This is a horrific crime, absolutely horrific. And I can't make out as to how it has been permitted to have happened. You see, the point is that it seems that the SHO there is so empowered, is so confident of the fact that he can get away by cremating a body or asking somebody else to cremate a body and also get rid of any kind of evidence, that he's taken the law in his hands and he's just been suspended. You see, suspension means he gets half his pay, he stays in the police lines, etc. This man should have been behind bars by now. There is abundant evidence, prima facie, that this is a case where he has helped these people, the rapists, the criminals, his voice is on record. And even if his voice is not on record, maybe that will indicate whatever it is. The point is that he has been lax. He should be locked up for destroying evidence. He should be locked up for all kinds of wrongs that have happened in this particular case. That is what the new law says. After the Nirbhaya case, when the laws were changed, when the laws were enlarged,
Yeah.
this is what it says. So this man should be in jail. That is number one. Number two, we always talk about fast track courts. This is one of the rarest of the rare crimes that I have come across, and this should be tried on a daily basis. Absolutely, there is no doubt about it. And if the Bihar police, if nobody can get hold of them, the rest of the people, it's a shame. It's a shame for the administration. It's a shame for the police. It's a shame for any kind of governance which is there in that state. They should be arrested. They should be behind bars, and it should be a day-to-day hearing of the case. And it can always take place in about 6 months. These guys needed to hang. There is no doubt about it. And as far as the complicity of the police is concerned, yes, here we see an example of the police being complicit and not being roped in or not being punished. He has to be punished. This man should be punished.
I completely agree with you, but you and I very well know the realities of it, Mr. Banerjee, that even now the pace of this entire investigation is slow because at every level people will be trying their best to suppress the story, to let it pass, let the outrage pass, to somehow give protection, to somehow buy time to protect those people. I mean, how else will you explain that even now they haven't caught all of the accused, those who brutalized that little girl and those who helped in the destruction of evidence? Now, it just goes on to show that in the system this mentality exists. That just let it pass, let it blow over, and then everything will be all right. We'll deal with it. We'll deal with the family. That becomes the problem. Let me, in fact, try and go across to Om Prakash Setu. Mr. Setu, this is what we have to deal with. The mentality of the police, the local authorities, where they don't think it is important to help out the victim or the victim's family.
देखिए, वहाँ की जो भी घटना घटी है, बहुत ही निंदनीय घटना है। इसकी जितनी भी भर्त्सना की जाए वह कम है। इस तरह की घटना नहीं होनी चाहिए। लेकिन राज्य सरकार पूरी तरह से इस घटना की मॉनिटरिंग कर रही है और ये हमारी वहाँ के जो सीनियर एसपी हैं, उनसे हमारी बात हुई। दरोगा वहाँ पे सस्पेंड हो चुके हैं। डीएसपी के सुपरविजन में जाँच चल रहा है और आप देखिएगा हाल के दिनों में कुछ ही दिनों के अंदर में आपको 1 या 2 दिन के अंदर में सुपरविजन की जब रिपोर्ट आएगी, उसमें दरोगा को भी उनसे जो मेरी बात हुआ है, वो कहीं न कहीं संदेह के घेरे में है और उन पर जाँच अवश्य होगी। सस्पेंड तो हो चुके हैं, इससे भी कठोरतम कार्रवाई होगी और 2 लोगों की गिरफ्तारी हो चुकी है अब तक और जो बाकी लोगों के हैं, उनके लिए घर पे कुर्की जब्ती हो रही है, छापेमारी चल रही है। उन्हें भी जल्द से जल्द गिरफ्तार कर लिया जाएगा।
लेकिन 21 तारीख का ये क्राइम है सेतु जी, 3 तारीख को एफआईआर फाइल हुआ, अभी तक हम सबको पकड़ भी नहीं पाए। अब ये कोई बहुत बड़े टेररिस्ट तो है नहीं, बहुत ट्रेन शातिर क्रिमिनल तो है नहीं कि इनको हम पकड़ नहीं पा रहे। मेरे आपसे बहुत 2 सिंपल सवाल है। निंदा की कोई मतलब कोई इसमें वो बात ही नहीं आती है। एक कि सिर्फ सस्पेंड क्यों किया गया है, वो जो वहाँ के एसएचओ हैं उनको बुक क्यों नहीं किया है, उन पे एफआईआर क्यों नहीं दर्ज हो रही है और वो कब होगी? और दूसरी बात कि इनको बाकियों को अरेस्ट क्यों नहीं कर रहे हैं?
बिल्कुल, अरेस्टिंग के लिए सीनियर एसपी से हमारी बात हुई है वहाँ के, वो लगातार छापेमारी कर रहे हैं और लोगों को गिरफ्तारी होगी। उसमें कहीं न कहीं अगर जो प्रशासन की जो वहाँ की जो संलिप्तता रही है, वह बहुत ही निंदनीय रहा है और मैं आपके मिरर नाउ चैनल के माध्यम से आश्वस्त कर दे रहा हूँ कि इस केस में जल्द ही हम लोग परिणाम आएगा और आप देखिएगा कि जो लोग पीड़ित परिवार हैं, उन्हें अवश्य न्याय मिलेगी। उनके पिताजी की तरफ से जो एफआईआर लॉन्च हुआ है, उसके सारे उसी के आधार पर टोटल आज सीनियर एसपी ने उस पे कार्रवाई की है। डीएसपी के अंदर में सुपरविजन चल रहा है और जल्द ही इस केस का परिणाम सामने आएगा। इस घटना की जितनी निंदा की जाए वह कम है। हम ऐसे विषय पर राजनीति नहीं करना चाहिए और ऐसे जो विषय पर जो विपक्ष के लोग राजनीति कर रहे हैं, जो इस विषय को मतलब देख रहे हैं, वो मुझे लग रहा है कि ऐसे विषयों पर राजनीति नहीं करनी चाहिए। यह हम सभी के लिए दुख का विषय है। किसी की परिवार के साथ अगर इस तरह की घटना घटती है तो बहुत ही दुखद घटना है।
नहीं, और राजनीति मुझे भी नहीं करनी ना, मुझे राजनीतिक डिबेट चाहिए इस पे, इसलिए आप देखेंगे कि मैंने ऑपोजिशन को बुलाया भी नहीं है इस डिबेट में, क्योंकि मैं जो बड़ा मुद्दा है उसको उसके बारे में चर्चा करना चाहती हूँ यहाँ। मनीषा प्रियम, the fact of the matter, if you listen to that audio clip, is this SHO very nicely explaining to the alleged accused that if we dispose of the girl's body in the daytime, people will find out, people will notice, and they will ask us questions. So you should arrange for the woods and ensure that the body is disposed of in the night. And then you should claim that she died because of cold, that she had this issue and that issue, and get away. He is literally telling them how to frame this case and get out of it. Now, what does that tell us about the mindset of some of these policemen who function in our towns and villages or even cities?
So I mean, there's nothing to be said. The mindset of the policeman is just so heinous. It's in a life in the jungle. The wolves and the hyenas for the young little girl. That's what it is. It's not human beings living with other human beings. And these type of policemen, they need to be brought in a national hall of in glory and in fame. They need to make the front lines of national newspapers telling us how bad we are as a society. Remember, the policeman is a member of that society. And it is that society in which he is encouraging that if you do this kind of behavior, rather than putting you to law, I will help you dispose of the body. That's what this little girl is all about. So if policing doesn't have care for the young girl, I think not just this person, this policeman needs the most strictest and stringent punishment of law, equal to what is meted out to the alleged rapist. That's what this policeman deserves. But all other policemen and thana men need to go through compulsory gender trainings, which the Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration must organize for them. There is a Bihar, but there is an India. There is a Constitution of India. And there is a wider body of law and norms that call for equality and respect and dignity. I mean, the more I look at it, the more ashamed I get. Here is a Nitish Kumar government that survives because of what it did to bringing the girl child into the school. Why is it that this government is being found frequently failing in terms of protecting the girl child to such predators? These are carnivores. What worse words do you want me to use? This policeman should go through the worst that the country of this law can give to him through due process, through procedure established by law. I would never advocate any kangaroo court, but let this policeman see that he was only an outpost of law. I mean, wearing that khaki does not mean that he will outrage the modesty of a young child. Here is a state of Nitish Kumar that was committed to bringing the child back to school, bringing the girl child to school with dignity. And this is what his policemen do. And I would urge, I know you've kept this program non-political, I would urge that the highest level of political leadership should come out today and, literally shame these people and admit that we have failed our children. That's what I feel.
Yeah, and failed our children on a daily basis at what all levels. The power structures that exist in our country, in these towns and villages, especially where the families of the downtrodden, especially the families of little girls, they have no voice. They have no standing. Nobody wants to listen to them. Everybody just pushes them around and shoves them around. And at every step, it is a challenge for them to live a normal, decent life with some dignity. The fact that this happened to a 12-year-old girl and the entire system there is still working towards helping the rapist and not this family just go. And it's a daily. It's a daily matter that we see from one part of the country to other. Some of them make national headlines and we sit in outrage about it over here, and most others don't even make it to the key headlines because it just happens ever so often. Mr. Banerjee, is it really about sensitization of the police, or is it that they know that they will not be touched, that they will not have to face the consequences, that they, unlike the rapists, will never have to go to jail, so they do what they want.
There is no doubt about the fact that the police has to be sensitized, and it is sensitized during training, it is sensitized during its postings, during its tenure. The sensitization takes place at various levels, but the fact is that the sensitization is lost in the melee of the society that we are living in. As you very rightly said, unfortunately, the girl child in the rural areas, for that matter, is not of that great consideration. Though, however, let us face this fact that the girl, the gender sensitization is most important, because taking into account what is happening in the rural and or urban areas, it is the girl child which is the biggest sufferer. So here is a case for the society to also wake up, understand, and take action. That is one thing. The police has to be sensitized. There have to be standard operating procedures in such a particular matter. And then again, there is one thing which the police has to do, or the governance has to do, is to do not start comparing figures from last year. You were just showing figures of rapes in Bihar over the last 4 years. You are trying to compare whether rapes have increased or decreased. You see, the fact is that whether rapes have increased or decreased, they are taking place. And why are they taking place? If they are taking place, and most of them are because of known figures within the family, in the neighborhood, people like that, they are the primary rapists. Now, if this is happening, then the society has to wake up. This is the most important thing, is that other than the fact that you have to have the society waking up, the police sensitized, the courts to have to function. You see, here is one fact, that you have to take all the cases against the women in one district and put them under one judge or two judges. You see, you have to, all across India, all across the various districts, more than 700 districts, you have to have special courts to deal with issues relating to violence against women. That has to come about. If you don't do that, there is going to be a very severe problem. Unless you ensure that there is swift investigation and there is swift and certain punishment, these things are going to continue, unfortunately.
Yeah, so Manisha Priyam, fast track courts, swift justice are often things that we discuss and debate. But I mean, I struggle to remember how many cases have you come across where we've actually seen men in uniform being held accountable for the wrongs that they have done, and for the way they have actually added to the problem.
No, I think I slightly differ with Sri Banerjee, who spoke before me. I feel it's not just about the gender training. Here is the Thanedar. If the rural society was not acting to protect the dignity or rights of the girl child, it was the job of the Thanedar to do so. Why is the Thanedar an institution of power? I think time now to have the office of the Thana integrated with officers, so that the whole social milieu and the agenda of social reform becomes a part of the Thana's functioning. For example, if there were a child widow burning episode there, it would have been the job of the Thana to go and say that the law of the land prohibits this. It would have been the job of the Thana to put the men or women who would have been behind this. If, for example, a dowry death is happening, it's the job of the Thana to uphold the social reform legislations of the Constitution of India. And I think definitely many of these Thanedars, I'm sorry to say, that they become very confident of existing they are the real wielders of power. I feel very strongly that 2/3 of Thana officers should be exposed to postings outside the state. There should be compulsory rotation. There should be an element of outside state people also coming and serving here. And the Thana must have a distinct face of social reform. Each Thana must have police women, for example. The bharti of police women will go a long way. Let it be a situation where 2/3 of Thanedars are women. Let the whole tilting, just the way we've done it for affirmative action categories, and dare not people raise their violence on the underclass, understood as the undercaste in the Indian scenario. You have to tilt the gender balance strongly. If this is happening today, I would also like to tell you that this was a society that was changing. The girl child who was left out of school was being brought to school by the society. So it's not the rural society that is erring. These were miscreants. These were people who thought that they could enjoy themselves at the expense of a young child. And such a heinous mentality needs to be attacked by the state of Bihar, which is upholding the agenda of schooling of girl child. It's the rural girl child who's going to school on cycles, who's doing very well in schools. So you can't say that the protection to the girl child will extend to the extent that she goes to school, and these kind of things will. So one of the arm of the state will be social reformist, and the other arm will be so degraded. I think immediately the Thana man needs to be suspended immediately, put behind bars, and meted out with the strongest punishment that the law of this country has reserved for, sinners of this kind. And not only that, there should be a compulsory gender audit of Thanas. And that gender audit should be third-party women-centric. So I'm giving very specific proposals. Definitely have Thanas with women constables, have wings of Thanas where gender-related crimes can be probed by women only, have a large number of your Thanedars. What is a Thanedar? It's not the outpost of law and order of this country. They're only supposed to uphold the constitution, only supposed to uphold the codes of law of this country, right? Is not supposed to be a perpetrator of, violent sexual injustice and harassment on a young child. Such a degraded mindset exists when people think that they can get away from the law. And it is not about a 2-week gender training only. The police has to accept and has to reform itself such that women become the visible part of policing and Thanedari in states like Bihar. That is the concrete step to change.
Yes, absolutely, and you're right that the fact, and what is very, very disturbing about this specific case is we're no more talking about the police not reacting और द पुलिस डीलेइंग एक्शन. ये सिर्फ वैसी वाली बात नहीं है यहाँ पे सेतु जी कि थानेदार के पास गए और उसने कंप्लेंट नहीं लिखी या उसने एफआईआर नहीं की या उसने उल्टे सवाल पीड़िता की परिवार को पूछे और उनको भगा दिया यार 4 दिन भगाया. यहाँ पे ये केस है जहाँ थानेदार ने बताया दूसरी साइड को कि कैसे ये केस को दबाना है, कैसे हम तुम्हें बचाएंगे. ये तो एकदम उल्टा हो गया है. तो आप मुझे ये बताएं वापस से कि आपकी सरकार, एक मिनट में सवाल खत्म करने दीजिए.
और एसआईटी गठित हो गई है एसपी के नेतृत्व में 8
मुझे दोषियों पे जो कठोर तरह आप करेंगे वो तो उस पे पूरा भरोसा है. नहीं, एक बार मुझे मेरी बात सुन लीजिए, मेरा सवाल तो सुन लीजिए. आप दोषियों को कठोर से कठोर सजा दिलवाएंगे जिन्होंने ये हरकत करी उस लड़की के साथ जिसको मार डाला, जिसका रेप हुआ, ठीक है, वो तो आपको करना ही पड़ेगा. अब तो ये केस जाएगा ही कचहरी में. मेरा सवाल आपसे ये है कि वो जो थानेदार है उसके अगेंस्ट में कैसा आप स्ट्रिक्ट एक्शन लेंगे वो बताएं, और आगे चल के पुलिस वालों की क्या ट्रेनिंग, क्या अकाउंटेबिलिटी, क्या एक्शन लिया जाएगा, उनके दिमाग में ये डर कैसे बैठेगा वो बताएं.
देखिए, इस पे ऑलरेडी दरोगा सस्पेंड हो चुका है. डीएसपी के नेतृत्व में सुपरविजन चल रहा है. दरोगा के ऊपर विशेष तौर पर जरूर कार्रवाई होगी. और मुझे जिस तरह से उन्होंने बात हुआ सीनियर एसपी से, उस आधार पर मैं आपको बता रहा हूं कि दरोगा इस मामले में सस्पेंड हुए हैं अभी, और लेकिन इससे भी और अधिक कार्रवाई उनके ऊपर होगी. अभी आज यहाँ से सीआईडी के एसपी जो गए हैं बीना कुमारी जी और ममता कल्याणी के नेतृत्व में वहां पे सभी लोग गया है. 8 सदस्यीय एसआईटी टीम की गठित हो चुकी है और छापेमारी चल रही है. उनके घर पे जो लोग मतलब दोषी लोग हैं उनके घर की कुर्की जब्ती हो रही है.
कितने दिन में मैं वापस, ओम प्रकाश सेतु, मैं आपसे ये सवाल पूछूं, कितने दिनों में मैं वापस आके आपसे ये सवाल पूछूं कि उस एसएचए को जेल कब भेजा जाए?
माध्यम से कह रहा हूं कि आपको जल्द से जल्द 1 या 2 दिन के अंदर में दरोगा पर और विशेष रूप से कार्रवाई होगी. आप एकदम पूरी तरह स्वस्थ रहें. मैं आपके चैनल के माध्यम से कह रहा हूं, और जो भी लोग दोषी हैं उन पर कुर्की जब्ती हो रही है, उनके घर की सभी लोगों की गिरफ्तारी अवश्य होगी।
ठीक है, ये आश्वासन के साथ फिर मैं ये डिबेट समाप्त करती हूँ, ये डिस्कशन समाप्त करती हूँ। ये डिस्कशन एक राजनीतिक डिस्कशन या डिबेट नहीं है कि वो लॉलेसनेस बढ़ गई, नीतीश के राज में क्या हो रहा है, लेकिन ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है हाईलाइट करना, दैट सच इज द माइंडसेट ऑफ पीपल इन आवर सोसाइटी अनफॉर्चुनेटली. And sometimes living in the big cities, we may end up living in this very narrow mindset where we don't realize what's going on. But this is a classic story, a heartbreaking story to tell you how at every stage, when a brutal crime against a woman, and that too a little girl, is committed in far-off places of our country, the entire system unfortunately works towards covering it up rather than delivering justice. Just listen to this one more time. Listen to station house officer of this specific police station allegedly telling the accused on the phone call of how to destroy evidence. The girl's body was burnt in the middle of the night while her mother pleaded and cried, helpless, and nobody came to their rescue. The FIR was filed 2 weeks later, and the accused haven't even been caught for a crime that happened on 21st, today, on 6th of February. Think about it. Listen in to this audio clip.
कोशिश कर जो दिन में हुई न तो फिर पूरा गांव एक मोहल्ला बड़ी जो सबसे बड़का दिक्कत है कि बड़ी अधिकारी भी हमरा पर चढ़ जाए कि बाजार के बात है, तुम रात में क्यों नहीं बताया? तो अगर ओकरा कहे के बात रात में कहो, हम रात में बड़ी अधिकारी के बोल देंगे सही से बात है, और नहीं तो उसको दाह संस्कार करा तो लकड़ी कहीं से भेजवा दो लोग, समझ गए? से कहिए कि अपन जाके दाह संस्कार तू लोग कर लो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, अपन चुपचाप चल जाए तो जहाँ था
बुलवा के ले थाने पर लिखवा लेते हैं
ना थाना पर नहीं, थाना पर ना वो नहीं लिख लो, अपन हाँ लिख ले, वो थाना पर नहीं लिखना है, क्योंकि वही लिख देना है कि अपन हाँ हमारी लड़की थी जो ठंडा से मर गई, यही लिखवा देना है। ठंडी से मतलब गाला पकाई हुई सब लिखवा तो फिर दिक्कत बस, लेकिन ठंडा से ठीक बा।
So the JDU tonight has given us assurance that in a few days stricter action will be taken against that policeman. Because this time we're not just going to focus about action against the accused, the alleged gang rapist who, yes, must face the strictest of the punishments. And this needs to be considered as a rarest of rare case. A 12-year-old brutalized in her own home. What security are we promising to any girl child who steps out of her home today to go to school? Think about it. And the justice needs to start from the top, from the man in uniform himself. Thank you for joining us on this conversation.